Welcome to the Militia Gaming community. I'm Trigger, and today we get to talk about the 2019 Bugatti Chiron Sport and Need for Speed Unbound. Let's go! Real quick before I get into the video, if you're looking for any of my builds, you can go to the website militiagamingco.com, click on builds, and then go to Need for Speed Unbound or Need for Speed Heat if you're looking for those. I have a build spreadsheet with all of my builds listed there. Keep in mind the Unbound spreadsheet is not quite filled out yet. The game is still new and we're still testing cars. Alright, let's get into it. So logically, this car is supposed to be the fastest car in the game due to its insane price tag of 3.6 million and the fact that the game definitely favors supercars and grip builds, which are both categories that I would put this Bugatti in. Fortunately for people like me who test engines and different builds trying to come up with what we think is the fastest, there is only one engine for this car, which means I could spend all of my time looking at different aspiration options, tire choices, etc. And what I found was that the most logical build with road suspension and grip tires really work the best. Unfortunately though, the best is not the fastest. I also noticed that you can save yourself a little bit of money on the differential because once you put those parts on the build, it actually is already set up for 100% grip, which is definitely what you want in a car like this. Now, aside from not being the fastest car in S+, this car actually can't even be built into S. I found no part combinations that allowed me to drop this beast down into the S tier for some cheeky wins, so it's actually stuck competing with cars like the Regera, the F40, the Vulcan, the FXX Evo, etc. And although it holds its own, it's certainly not miles ahead of any of those cars, even though it has the highest top speed stat at 262 for my build, and if you minimize the downforce, which is really no way to race, you can get it to 265. Unfortunately, it's impossible to hit 265 because the game, as you can see by this clip, has a hard cap top speed of 245 for all cars, which is pretty stupid, and it completely ruins this car's only advantage over the Regera. Alright, so going back to this car not being the fastest car, but also being the most expensive, we need to figure out what the reason is that you would actually want to own this car. So what I've got is that it's comparable to most of the meta S Plus cars besides the Regera because that car is just broken. So I'm going to give you my full S Plus build, then I'm going to take you through some of the customization options, and then I'm going to tell you what my recommendation is for this car, when you should buy it, if you should buy it, and whether or not it's good. You're probably already guessing based on what I've told you, but I kind of want to just break it down after we look at the build and all of the customization options. Alright, now here's all of the possible body customizations, and like I said, up next I'll kind of give you my final thoughts and recommendations. Alright, knowing what I know now about this car and its limitations, I really can't recommend it with the current economy. If the game gets updated, if they decide to change the way money is made in multiplayer, if they add some new modes that will favor this car over other cars, or if they add different ways to make money and it becomes a little easier, I will definitely say it's worth having as, at the very least, a trophy in your garage. But for right now, it takes way too long to earn 3.6 million to buy this thing, and for what? So you can just go and lose to another Regera? It's pretty disappointing how this car performs when you consider its price tag. It is nice though to see a Bugatti in this game, and I just wish they made it a little bit more competitive. That being said, it's not competitive with the regular cars. It's just not as good as the Regera. It is fast, it is grippy, it is not so good on the top end speed, which is crazy because it has the highest top end stat in the game. It just doesn't get there fast enough. But for right now, just save your money. Save the time that you would take to grind for the money and buy this car. Just wait until you've got most of the meta cars in the game so you're not losing in online play, and maybe you get a little bit bored and you need a goal to play for. This is a perfect goal for that. Alright, I'm going to end it there. Thank you guys so much for watching. Shout out to all the Heat 5 members of the channel. Your support is amazing and I appreciate it as we go into this new year. I will catch you on the next one. Trigger out.